Hey guys! Welcome. Hey YouTube, what's going on tonight? Thank you so much for hopping on. I'm sorry I have not posted in longer than I intended to. Facebook will not let me, or has not been cooperating. I'm not sure if it's Facebook or my phone has not been cooperating with saving my live videos from Facebook. So I'm doing a YouTube exclusive. Normally I just upload my live videos from Facebook, but as those have been getting more interactive, I feel like this might actually be a more efficient and enjoyable way to go about my YouTube channel. So tonight I'm going to be showing you guys how to do what I call a basic layered explosion. So it's a basic form of explosion box. And while I will not be doing a top, the tops are fairly easy. I will explain how towards the end of the video. You can Google it. And like this one, so we just made this one for last night's video. We're going to be doing little envelopes to decorate the insides of the flaps. And as you can see, it is 3 levels deep. The outer layer has remained blank as I ran out of battery. But this video, we might do all 3 levels. I might only do 2. We'll see where this takes us. So anyways, I want to say thank you again so much for hopping on. I hope you guys enjoy this and get some fun ideas. I would love for you guys to try this and send me pictures. I think all of my subscribers, where you either have my phone number or we know each other personally. I'm sure that'll change eventually, but anyways, or you can, I think YouTube, well, I noticed YouTube, like, you can chat with people on YouTube. I didn't know that was a thing, so I'm gonna have to learn how to use that. But anyways, so getting started here, I'm starting with 3 12 by 12 pieces of paper. I find 12 by 12 to be the ideal size for me for the explosion box, simply because you do want it just a little bit on the larger scale. So, with that being said, so I've got a solid cardstock here and some sparkly paper, and then of course our watermelon gradient to kind of even out all the pink. So this has a margin on it. I'm going to go ahead and trim that. Alright, so I've gone ahead and trimmed off the margin. And now what we're going to do is just take our ruler and we are going to divide this into 3 equal parts. The end goal here being to get a nice, even, clean cut cross. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be marking or scoring it at, see if I can find a pencil here, since it's 12, so 12 divided by 3 is 4, so the 4-inch and the 8-inch marks. And then we will be connecting those lines and cutting out the corners. So hopefully we'll get some nice right angles going on here. So let's go ahead. 4 and 8, and then just do this all the way around, and you're going to do this to each piece of paper, and you can do this with as many pieces of paper as you want. I've done it with up to 5. 3 is my ideal, generally speaking. However, when I do have extra time and patience and energy, or just a ton of creativity, it is a ton of fun to add more layers. But for right now, we're just going to try and keep it fairly basic here. So again, marking it at the 4-inch and the 8-inch. Then we're going to go ahead and connect those lines. My YouTube art videos like this will definitely be just slightly edited, as I will be, since I have a pause button on my recording camera where I can hit pause and resume, I can cut down on all the boring time that I've been struggling with on Facebook, and hopefully make this a little bit more enjoyable for you guys, a little faster to follow along with, and a little less tedious. So let's see, these aren't quite lining up. Alright, so I've gone ahead and scored all 3 sheets. As you can see, we've got some nice 3x3 grids on each piece of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the corners out on the first piece. I do save the corners to recycle them and turn them into the envelopes for the inside of the card. I just think that it goes so nicely, and then the inside and the outside match, and it's very complimentary. So I also have, and you can't see it on camera, one second. I also have with me a handy dandy little tool. I have this nice, not exactly an X-Acto knife, but it is a very nice utility knife, which I use when I'm done to even out any little kinks and uneven edges to get a nice, even, aligned set of flaps. There we are. So we have this. We've got this nice square piece of paper. And now what we're going to go ahead and, I'm going to save that. I'm going to go ahead and cut out these other 2 pieces. I'm going to hit pause again, and then I will come back and show you guys how to put the card together. Alright, so we've got all 3 pieces done and cut out, and we're ready to start overlapping. We've got these nice sets of squares for some little DIY envelopes later. So we're going to set these aside, not going to throw them away. And let's go ahead, I'm going to keep the sparkly for the outside and kind of rotate these a little bit and get them to align as much as possible before having to do any cutting. So it's not totally even, as you can tell, but it's pretty close. We've got a little overlay showing on this side, which we can get with the knife in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and, just so I remember how I have these overlaying, I'm just going to go ahead and pencil a 1 on all the flaps of one side here, so that when I put the glue on and come back, I know which side to glue, or which side. One second. Alright, so I've got my glue stick here, I'm sorry, there's probably going to be this is probably a random wrinkle in the video because I just unpaused it. So if things are seeming just a little bit loopy, it's not just you. Kind of clear the space off a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and I'm keeping the glitter as the outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue down the middle here. And what I mean by that, I'll show you in just a second. This camera zooms in far more than I like it to when I press record. So, unfortunately, the view is a lot more, not as, like, you can't see as much as I wish you could. So I'm just gluing in the middle there, and we're going to go ahead and attach our next layer. Make sure you got all those edges good in the middle. And let's do the watermelon for the middle. And you see these flaps both have a 1 on them, so we're going to put those on top of each other since that is the most aligned version we can get before having to trim. Alright. And then the same thing with the cardstock, keeping the cardstock for the middle as it is just a little bit stiffer to work with, and I feel like the less folding it has to do, the nicer it'll look. So again, just covering the middle with the glue here. I use Elmer's Disappearing Purple Glue. It dries super fast, so you have to work quickly, but I do love that it disappears and leaves minimal residue. So again, finding that mark and overlaying it on top of the other ones, getting it nice and as close together as possible. And as you can tell, it's fairly aligned. We've still got a little bit showing right here and a little bit over here. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more glue on the inside here and kind of secure it just a little bit better. This cardstock does not want to stick, so we're going to put glue on the cardstock as well as the other layer. So we're sticking glue on glue to give it a little better hold. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Alright, and then just pressing down, kind of trying to secure that as evenly as possible. Just pressing all around the middle. Alright. Let me see if there's any better angle I can get for you. Okay, that's a little better, I guess. What if I scoot and swing my table out a little bit? This might even be helpful as well. So okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start folding in the inner layer. Just folding it to the middle. Increasing. And I see this is going to have a little bit of trimming done. Actually, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and trim this down before I start folding because it's going to mess with the cardstock I have. I'm just going to use this as my cutting surface because my knife is very sharp. Left some nicks already in my little furniture, so let's try and avoid that. So just very carefully into the corners. got some little bits showing over here. Just kind of using the cardstock layer as a straight edge. Very nice for just getting in those tight corners and making some nice clean cuts. Trimming it up here. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Oh, got a little bit more going on over here. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, so folding it to the middle, and we're trying to get these flaps to stay within the margins of this middle square grid here. So as you can see, actually I'm not sure if you guys can see very well, this side does not fall within the margin. It overlaps ever so slightly. We're going to leave that and just work with what we've got. And I'm going clockwise and just folding same layer over itself towards the middle, into the middle, and creasing. Into the middle, and creasing. Alright, so that inner layer is finished for now. And we're going to go ahead and bring the watermelon layer. This one's easy. You don't have to go clockwise or anything, but do stick with the same level. Complete a full circle on one level. Don't fold the levels on top of each other, or it will confuse things when you try and fold it up later. So you want those creases to be at a minimum and to stay nice and aligned. And last but not least, folding our glitter over and in, just like so, aiming for a nice, clean, bright little pocket. So like that. And now you can open it up, and this is where you get your blooms. There are so many ideas out there, so many amazing fun ideas, things you can do to decorate the flaps. We're going to keep it simple and just stick with envelopes. So I'm just going to make some little mini envelopes from the flaps that I cut off earlier. Part of the reason being, in addition to the complements of the colors, they're also just the right size. So I just go ahead and fold the corners into each other, try and keep the top, trying to maintain an even keel as much as possible. They won't always fold exactly the way I want them to. Might have to square a few of these up. Like so. And like so, you might have a little bit of overlapping, and the first couple might be a little bit just ever so slightly uneven. That's okay. The more you do it, it took me about 9 envelopes before they started getting good for me. And everybody's different, so don't be discouraged. Just keep working at it. Gonna cut some little pieces of tape here. Right, so there's one.